What's up, everyone? Shane Salinitri here, and we have another great episode of OK, What's Next? We're cutting to the chase right away. We got a great interview with a project that is minting today. We got the founder in the house. So without further ado, roll that intro.
What's next? What's next? What's next?
What's up, everyone? I'm Shane. This is OK, What's Next? And we are joined with Matt from the Holy Black Brotherhood. Matt, how you doing today?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. So, yeah, obviously all our viewers know we don't have many of them. Right, Cody? Oh, yeah, I forgot to introduce Cody. We got Cody over here rocking his Holy Black shirt. Our few viewers out there know that we once interviewed you guys before, you and your brother. But you guys have your project is now getting ready to mint.
Yeah, actually, mint date is today, which is
very exciting,
freaking crazy. And it's what's crazy is it feels like last time I was here, it was like decades ago. You know, it wasn't so long ago, but so much has changed and so much has been going on. And so I'm happy to be back. Thank you guys for having us. And yeah, today's mint day, and we got a lot of shit going on. I might have a little lack of personality because I was up till about 4 o'clock in the morning last night.
Last minute prep.
Yeah, getting everything into the sandbox, trying to test everything, getting all the JSON data up, and manually entering all the ones that we made legendaries with 101s, and just the last week has been some serious work. A lot of stuff that you don't take into consideration, and the fact that a lot of it has to be done last minute because it's just all the stuff that you enter right before mint. So it's been crazy, but we're here. We're, I think, ready to rock. I got about another. So we mint today. Our blacklist and our discounted mint is at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then our public sale is at 8 p.m. So right now it is 10 o'clock. So got about 10 hours to go.
Yeah. Well, I guess let's bring it back. I guess just give me the 2-minute or the elevator pitch. What is the Holy Black Brotherhood?
So we are a Web2 company that pivoted heavily into Web3. We have a men's grooming company. That is our Web2 company that we sell direct to consumer and wholesale to barbershops. We have a men's grooming company. But as we grew as a brand and traveled and met other people and found a lot of like-minded people simultaneously back in around 2016, we started the Holy Black Brotherhood, which is just a social club of people. We have a in real life clubhouse here in Lindenhurst, and we throw events, and we just try to gather and get people that kind of have the same views and same values, and so we've been slowly building that. And once we learned what Web3 was all about and blockchain technology and NFTs as a whole, even as far as the Holy Black, we do limited edition projects, and we hand make them, we drive hype to them, we build the community, the Brotherhood based around it, and then we sell them. So it's just something that we've been doing in a physical form, and now we turned into a digital form, and we started taking the Brotherhood, and we've been trying to organize for years. And we've been doing it, but it's been clunky. We've been using social media as our platform to organize stuff. So now that we have blockchain, we could really keep track of all of our members and reward people who are active, and Discord's been a huge asset for that to do all that. So really, in a nutshell, it's a social club that has a ton of in real life utilities, but using Web3 to kind of expand and be able to create chapters all over the country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the automatic aspect of it. The biggest thing I look at with Web3, let's say down the line you do want to do another collection.
Oh, yeah.
Or you guys want to give anything. You airdrop it right to the holders automatically. You have it all right there.
Really changes everything. Web3 in general is changing commerce as we know it, and being an e-commerce brand, you need to pivot, and you need to, and it's just a benefit from where we already were to where we're going. So it really just makes sense, I believe,
It's really clear that you guys have been building your community for a while.
Yeah.
It's a strong strong base. I do want to go into the community aspect after because we saw you guys at NFT NYC. We got to talk about that a little bit. You guys have a really strong Discord community and community overall. Over 7,000 people in the Discord currently, right?
Yep.
You guys are definitely going the opposite way down the road as everyone else. So correct me if I'm wrong. You're minting 138 NFTs. If you do not purchase one, you get booted from the Discord, correct?
Yeah. So in Web3, I feel like everybody throws that word community around, and at the end of the day, I really feel that everybody really means customers. You know what I mean? And they don't actually mean community.
People are trying to be friendly with it. They don't want to.
Yeah, and it's bullshit because if you really are concerned about your customers and not just like a sole money grab, let's see. I mean, you're actually concerned about your community and not just getting customers and just trying to find people to buy. If our goal is to do what we always do, kind of start small with the people that are real, true supporters. Like we have all these people on our Discord, but when it comes down to it, when we opened up Discord, we had a flood of those people who've been Brotherhood members from day one and supporters, and all these people kind of came and went, and they won giveaways, and they got in here and all that. But now that we're the day of mint, our true supporters are still the same people that are in there from day one, and we just thought that if we took the people that support us from day one and tried to bring as much, we still believe that there's a ton of demand, and I do believe that we could sell a bunch of these NFTs, but if we start with our core people and bring value to them by us not making all the money up front and us creating all the demand and all of them being able to reap the benefits from owning these NFTs and then build something super solid, it's kind of like our introduction into the space. So we started to, when we got into the space, we had one goal, and it was just to build an actual club with actual people and then have a proof of concept and then be able to build off of that. That was our goal. And then once we got into NFT, mindset and started really learning and watching other projects, we found ourselves kind of following suit. We're okay, I guess we got to do 10,000 piece collection and all these things that everybody's doing. And at the end of the day, I mean, from my business sense, put everything else aside, right? Just doing from what we do from Web 2, you come up with a product, you find out your demand from your people, and then you produce that, and you underproduce a little bit to create scarcity and to create a demand and create value, right? And as we're here, there's no analytics to really go off of. I mean, and again, there might be some secret sauce in this space that I don't know, where these people could make 10,000 pictures of bananas and they have just a Discord, and there's this crazy influx of people that honestly there is this piece of the puzzle that it's either I don't know, or there's some bullshit, or you have a $200,000 marketing budget and you pay influencers and you do all that, but that's not really the route we're trying to go. Is to try to just pay our way through to get as many people to buy and have a less quality member than just keeping it exclusive. So my goal is to get into this space, have a successful project, build something of true value with true demand, and then my proof of concept is there. The club is real. My members are fucking soldiers, and we have this this project that now we could build off of it. And like I was saying earlier, if we start small, all the value goes directly to the holders instead of going directly to us. And if you build something organically, I always say, if you build a foundation really slow or an organic, you could build as tall as you want off that foundation. It's solid as a rock. But if you build fast and as hard as you can and with an influx of investments and all that stuff, you could build really fast, but your foundation is weak as hell, and you can only go so tall before you start to crumble. So that's just my theory on business in general, and I just figured I'm better off sticking to what I know, doing what we do, how we've always done it, and starting something small, organic, and authentic with the right people, and now that is my team where we really could, and our whole thing with the Discord is for me, it's not a numbers game. It's not a clout game. It's not a dick swinging party. It's really these are my people. These are the people that support. These are the people that have been there from day one. These are the guys that are going to help me grow. And you want to keep it exclusive and truly exclusive. Like, everybody wants to say exclusive, but really they're just letting anyone buy possible. They're trying to get as many numbers in as
When you have
possible.
10,000 NFTs, it's not.
No, there's nothing
really
exclusive
exclusive,
about it.
yeah.
And like, there's no community. Like, you could lose hold of your community. Like, you have like community. Like I said, they use that word so lightly. I've been building a community for over 6 years, and I still am willing to do 138 pieces because like building a community of 10,000 people, like, that's not something you do, especially in like Web3, where people think they start a project in 1 month, and by month 3 they have a 10,000 member community. Like, it's bullshit. Like, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You could pay for as many people as you want, you could do it, but like actual genuine relationships with real people, and that's what we're really going for. Like, NFTs are just a vehicle that makes building our club more what's the word I'm looking for? More efficient. You know what I mean? The NFT is just for that.
We've been saying it. You're utilizing the tech of the NFT. It's not really. It's more of a membership.
Honestly, I could do this without NFTs, and I would have a fucking actual ledger where I have to actually keep people's names and have to keep it. And NFTs made that simplified. But besides that, there's nothing else about NFTs that I'm trying to follow suit on what other projects are doing. I'm just doing what is actually natural to us. I'm in the Discord. Yeah, there's 7,000 people, but 5,000 of those people have checked in once or twice. They're not my people. Like, can I probably pressure them to buy if I really hit them with marketing and try to do all that? Probably. But at the end of the day, if I start this project small with these right people, I shut down the Discord. Now we have an actual chat of just us, like, plotting on how we're going to continue to build this club. And I'm already having meetups. We had a meetup last Saturday and they're not even technically members yet, but these guys drove out from not all over the country, but a lot from all over the East Coast just to get together and like talk about the project and talk about how we could evolve so it just feels so much better to me, because in the middle of this, I was kind of in like this like not feeling comfortable in what I'm, not that I don't feel comfortable, but didn't feel true to what I really believed in. And like, if I was in a race to get as much money as I can, it would be a different scenario than if I actually really wanted to build a club. And that's what I really want. Build a club, small, organic, genuine, get my people. Now we're a fucking team of 138 people doing what I'm doing. And like, sky's the limit. Like, we could be 10 projects later in a couple of years with chapters all over the country. And like the potential of what we're building there's no ceiling on it. You know, like, if I wanted to start a social club, like, you look at like a Knights of Columbus and a Moose Lodge and a Rotary Club, and there's one of them in not every county, in every single town there's one.
Yeah.
And
There's 3 5-minute drive from my house.
yeah, so right here too, they're all over.
Yeah.
They're literally all over the place. And fraternal orders back when they started was so fucking cool, but as they've gotten older, they just never changed, and the people just got old with it. And like, now, like, there's nothing, like, instead of doing like you know, Toys for Tots, and I mean, like, that's cool, but I don't mean to shit on Toys for Tots, but like, you know, pancake breakfast and stuff. Like, we want to get our club together and go to a gun range or go race like sand rails in the desert and like shit like that, like stuff that's just more geared towards the shit that we like. And I just think there's a huge market for it, and I just think that there's no like rush to try to like capitalize on this technology more so than just like do what you do, like organic growth, build it small and like build off of that. And like, I feel if you do it at that rate, then you could never lose. And like, I just don't feel comfortable shooting for the stars, having all these unanswered questions. Like, you know, like when you're trying to figure out numbers in this game, like, you know, how many do I make? How much do I charge? Like, nobody knows the answers now. Nobody knows what
there's no set blueprint.
No, and like, again, you could pay your way through and you could make those numbers work, but that's just not the route we're trying to go. We're trying to do this as authentic as possible. So, I mean, I don't know if that's a big ass nutshell, but that's pretty much how we got to where we're at. And like, we did certain things different to try to really come up with some analytics, because like, really, what are your analytics to know what your community is? Like, your Discord, like reactions to an announcement, like, you know, like, and that's what you're gonna be. And like, if you do that, then like, I don't know. So, you know, we did a thing where we set a Google Doc up and we put up for 48 hours. And if you're active, you should have
would've
been
seen
there within 48 hours enough, especially I tagged everybody that so I gave you 48 hours to get in there, and then I just made you jump through hoops a little bit just to like make sure it wasn't like somebody just checking off a reaction to say like, oh, I'm in, I'm buying, and I'm like, are you? Like, so I made a Google Doc. You had to say why you wanted to be in the club, and you had to put your wallet address in there, and just made them do a couple steps just to like authenticate actual buyers, and then going off those numbers, I knew I wanted to be somewhere in this ballpark, and 138. I mean, as weird as it is, we was around that number, and there's this old Misfits song that's 138, and it's like nobody really knows what it's about, and it's like got this like old school like club vibe to it. So we just thought that would be like, and then we just kind of as soon as we thought of that, like fuck it, let's do 138, and now we made
That's the price too, right?
Yeah, we made it 0.138, and now that Ethereum's in the shitter, it's like exactly where we wanted to be price point anyway, and a lot of people, I have a lot of buddies who have projects, and they're all like pushing their mints back and stuff, and I'm like, I think that we're in a great time right now. I think that everything's at a fucking discount right now. I think if you get in early on a project that you believe in, and Ethereum is like at its lowest, and I don't know what the fuck's going on in crypto, but I think that we're at somewhere near the lull. You know what I mean? So I think that like it's a win-win for us and the holders. And like I said earlier, I don't know if I'm rambling too much.
Nah, you're good. This is all interesting stuff. So,
but for my holders, again, like if we don't try to make the money up front, if there is maybe there is this secret shit that I don't know about, and I got 20,000 people willing to make purchases on secondary, like all that value is going to go to my holders. And like, I have 138. I got a couple guys that are probably going to buy 10, 15 of them, and they're all these memberships that we could sell, and also gives the holders the ability to do the scouting for the club. Like now, if we hold all of them, and like when you mint, when you have a blacklist, you have the ability to buy 3. So if all of my blacklist buys 3, which are pretty much sell out the collection, it gives us the ability to do the scouting. Or if they have a friend that they want in the club, they can be like, hey, here's the send it to you. You know what I mean? So it really, really focuses on the people that are actually in it, opposed to how many people are in it.
It's smart. Yeah, you said a ton of like really good points, and the strongest thing you said that just fits right now so well. I mean, the connotation with NFTs is terrible, but I really like that you guys can do what you're doing without them. And it's just honestly, because I've been saying it, it's just the tech that makes things easier. You're doing this because, and the NFT tech makes this whole process where you don't have to do the whole logistics of manually writing everything down, and does it all automatically.
Yeah, and like really, if you look at it this way, like what is the benefit besides making a ton of money from doing a really big collection first? Like if you want to be in this space and you want to grow in this space, the only reason you come out the gate, because like, where do you get exposure from in Web3? Like you start a Discord, nobody could find your Discord. There's no ways to get exposure besides paying for it. And when you're paying for it, you're not getting the right people. And I truly believe that. Like I have an Instagram of like 35,000, whatever it is. I've never paid for a follower. They've all been, but now my following is like real motherfuckers. I could ask them to do anything, and they got my back. You know what I mean? It's a real community. And like the thing is like people are just seeing projects, and like you only see like you're not seeing the 100,000 projects of people that started these 10,000 piece collections and sold 6 of them. Like, you know what I mean? You're only seeing like all these massive collections that are at top of OpenSea. So you just think that it's the norm. And again,
it's not.
I'm going off of pure instinct, really. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not like fucking like funneling on all this data. I'm just going off of like, if you're a businessman and like there's no, and this is a business, any which way you want to look at it, like I didn't even think of it coming in, but now that I'm in it, like it's just as like detail oriented, and the workload, everything is just like running any other business. There's so many, I got a media guy, I got my brother who's running the whole like art and all that, I got a fucking dev, I got you know, and like we're working
People
on it.
don't see all of that. They think, oh, I'll just make all this art and do it. And
what business do you know that you start and you put 2 months of work into and you make $1 million? It doesn't work that way.
happen.
That is like some Alice in Wonderland shit.
yeah,
People have been hearing all the stories from these, like, there was like that 11-year-old kid that made a ton of money because he made a 10,000 piece collection and sold out. Right? They hear this and they're like, oh, I could do that. And they jump into it, not expecting all the things that need to go into the back end. But then again, they're now trying to make a quick buck off of these projects, and then there's nothing behind it.
yeah.
And that's what's so great about this one is because it's, like I said, it's not about the money. It's about what you're building on the other end of it.
Yeah,
So-
and what comes after it, like, you know what I mean? You got to follow up with this shit, you know what I mean? And like, and that's the other thing is like I started to get that feeling of like, all right, we're gonna do this huge collection. I'm like you promising this huge roadmap because that's what, like, you're painting this picture. It's a sales pitch to get all these people in there, you know what I mean? And then like once Mint Day comes, whatever you said, you got to do. And like, if you don't get the demand that you thought you were gonna get, and you got to fulfill all these, like, it just, to me, it just makes complete sense to do it at this rate. And like, the more I think about it, not only does it make sense for it to be successful, but it's making more and more sense to me that it's just adding more value to the project besides actual money in my hands on Mint Day. And like, I'm okay with that because I'm here forever. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not going anywhere. I need to do this right from the beginning, especially in this space where everything is documented. And like, you know, I've done a limited edition run with the Holy Black that I overshot it, but like, soon as they started to taper off, I could pull them and I could put them in the closet and I could give them to people for giveaways. So you can't do that. Like, you could burn and do all this, but like, you need to nail it. And I'm in a space that like is new to me, and for me to nail it is like, I need to make sure I'm like not getting like what's the word, like
I'm like stock without just. I mean, yeah. If you get stock, that's probably not what you're gonna say, but
yeah.
it's like what you're getting at.
yeah, without a doubt.
And
Yeah.
that's one thing that's really good with the collection and the idea, right? If you, like you said, if you do a 10,000 piece collection and then they don't all sell out, well, now you're stuck with all this extra. Whereas, say you do a lot less, this one sells out, it's great. You know, down the line, you could always add more. You just can't
And
take
there's-
away, and
there-
that's
the
like
thing
that
that's interesting.
caveat.
There's no other industry where you sell without a team behind it. I mean, you're minting 138. You can add 3 zeros to the end of that and mint 138,000, like, very easily just by typing the keyboard 3 more
Yeah.
times. So like, there's people that are doing that, but then like they have no infrastructure there to be able to deliver
Yeah.
what they're saying to this entire audience. There's no other industry like that.
You know how hard it is
Like-
to. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go.
You know how hard it is to like turn down the like. Do I think that I could sell 1,000 of these? Yeah, I do. But like, there's a whole other thing that we didn't even talk about. Like, so everybody's doing like these slow mints thing. Like, you go into Twitter Spaces, and everybody's got a slow mint, and they're grinding in there trying to sell one NFT at a time.
Yeah.
But really, like, you want exposure, and again, this is just my own personal opinion. I have no idea yet, but like, you want exposure in the space, you need analytics on secondary market, right? So if you think you could sell 1,000 of them, and you make 1,000 of them, then everybody who wanted one got one at mint, and
No
then
demand.
you have crickets at secondary. So I believe that if, let's just use round numbers, and you think you have 1,000 people that want your NFT, you need to, that's why I purge the whitelist so heavily, because you need to only give 25% of them the ability to mint this thing. And you need that other 75% to all be buying them on secondary. Because as soon as your numbers go up and you can make it onto the charts in secondary, then you get eyes on you, get all these people, and they rush into you, like, what is going on here? They rush into the Discord, they go, and now you have all the ability to do another collection and do everything. But like, if you just blow your load on your minting engine and you have zero demand, like, you're dead in the water. It's over.
Yeah,
You know what I
gotta-
mean? Like,
supply and demand. You have to.
have to create demand.
Yeah.
So you have
I
to
like
be
that.
able. You have to be able to, like, swallow your ego and do a little bit, as little as you can through mint. That's why my real motherfuckers are the only people on that blacklist. Like, and I mean real motherfuckers. Like, they've been with us for years. and years pushing this brand, wearing the holy black on their back. Like, those are the guys that are on the blacklist. And it's not a bit. There's plenty of people that I've met in this space, and that friends that I have that like don't know anything about Web3 and just came in here because they've been coming to the parties for their whole life. Mm-hmm. They're all buying them on secondary, and like and all the holders that are minting them, they're the ones selling them on secondary. So they're getting the value. We're getting the analytics. Like, I truly believe, and like the closer I am, which is fucking today, I'm so happy that we made this decision because there was so many open-ended questions for me. And by doing this, I shut them all down. And I'm like, now I know. Like, I know I'm selling out. I know that my guys are going to have value. I know we're going to have a successful project. And I know that we're going to have something that we could start and build off of instead of like, well, that one didn't go great, so we're going to change it like this for the next time. Like, none of that. Like, just build it slowly and organically with anything that you do.
Well, so one of the things, so like really to give an example of the strength of the Holy Black Brotherhood and like the whole vibe, let's talk about NFT NYC. So we're both in Lindenhurst. Our offices are right down the street from each other.
It's, see my office right
It's wild coincidence. Yeah, thinking back, like we met you guys through just going to the barbershop.
Yeah.
And it's funny. But yeah, we saw you guys at NFT NYC. And when we walked up to you guys, and first of all, Cody and everyone loved the backpack. I'll paint this picture.
It was mad funny.
Well, first, the NFT NYC tickets, that whole event was just like,
it was
pretty much a
overpriced,
rip-off.
but they knew what they were doing, and people were still buying into
Everyone
it. That's
bought
the
them, but
thing.
no one was checking the passes.
Yeah.
It was such a like.
You guys had the lanyards with just
Yeah.
like the random pass in there that wasn't the actual NFT NYC pass, which was just like
No,
so
actually
funny.
it was.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. So we all met up at the compound before, and I told them, I said, nobody buy tickets. We're gonna find our way in. Any event we've ever been to, we go to hair shows on a regular basis at big event, and they had much better security. The hair shows.
That
than
security was nothing.
I really assumed NFT NYC, like they were gonna be validated NFTs and scanning QR.
Some type
to
of
be
text,
honest,
not
like
just like a
there was.
printer.
I mean, like I don't know how much insight I'm giving to everybody out there about how to operate at NFT NYC, but there was nobody checking anything.
Nothing.
But like we didn't know that going in, so we went in assuming that it was going to be like anything else we ever done. And to be honest, like we had our gang come out, and it almost created more of like a fun like mission to get into this place. And like if we don't get in, we hit the streets and we do what we do. Like whatever, let's just try. What were the tickets? They were like $700.
Yeah, 800. By the time, I think if you bought them day off, they were like 900 maybe.
Yeah, so
It was
that's fucking
crazy.
great. And I had 8 people with me, so you're talking $8,000 worth of tickets, and I'm so glad I didn't pay for those. I don't know. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't rip apart NFT NYC around here, but
No, I mean, I think everyone has that same.
so
Yeah.
we beforehand we bought every colored bracelet, every colored Sharpie marker. We bought 5 different colored lanyards and the cases, and then the day of, everybody met up at the compound. And we went into Twitter, and we were looking for people that were there already. And one guy, his name was like Eddie Lazarinth or something like that. And he posted a picture. We found him on Twitter. We got to send him a free NFT, I think. We found him on Twitter, and he posted a picture of his pass. And my brother is a Photoshop genius. And so he printed up like 10 of these things, and we shoved them in. And then we had the backpack with all our gear, and we all had the same guy's name. It all said Eddie Lazarinth. And we all walked in there, and in my backpack, I had samples. I had the Brotherhood coins. I had shop rags. I had this big holy black flag. So I pretty much walked in there, and then we looked for an empty table. We found the table. We pushed it aside. We set our flag up on there. We set all our coins up. We all set up around the table, and we just started pitching our project to everybody who walked by. And like, how much were booths? Do you remember?
The tables were, I believe, 5,000 at least, somewhere around that range.
So if you take the booth and the tickets in consideration, we saved about $15,000, and we did it all for free. And not only did we do it for free, we created an experience for the people who came with us. And then and we kind of kept that train going throughout the whole night. We went to went to the
like stripping tip, right?
Yeah, we went to after parties, and we snuck into all of them. We were printing out, we were screenshotting our QR codes, and then the guys whose name was on the tickets, we all went in first, and then the guy with the ticket, by the time I got to him, like, this says you're here already. He's like, I don't check my ID, this is me, and like, so it was fun. It gave us an opportunity to get some exposure without having to pay through the nose. I think in Web3, people just like maybe made a lot of ETH and like money just ain't a thing. You know what I mean? But like for us, like I wasn't dropping 1,500, let alone 15,000, like without a doubt. So
it wouldn't have been worth it.
And we got the full experience and then some. You know what I mean?
It's way better. The actual like it fits so well into your brand.
Yeah, it kind of gave us a chance to be.
I like the part.
rebellious.
It makes it like a mission.
Yeah,
like something to do there. Like we were just walking around and like. It was very easy to take over a table.
Yeah.
There were so many open tables. They just were like...
I'll tell you what, next year...
What you said, supply and demand.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't fill it out.
Yeah. Next year, like, I'm going hard. I'm going to really make it a point to, like, go in there and, like, high-vis vest and shit. I'll build out a whole fucking booth with some, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to see how far I could push it. You know what I mean? Because it's fun to me. And... like, if they kick us out, it's even good. Like, you know what I mean? As long as we're making media of it, like, and...
Exactly.
I brought my own table.
Yeah, right.
Honestly, you could. You really could set
I could
up
have did whatever
anywhere.
I wanted.
Yeah, no one... Because even the workers there, they didn't know what they were doing. Like, they were just workers for the hotel. Like, yeah, we're working for NFT NYC right now. Like...
I feel like, though, next year they might change a few things, but we'll have to
Maybe.
see.
The power of acting as if is some serious shit.
Just,
like if you're confident and you just could like look someone in the eye and keep moving, like you could do anything.
Exactly. I did it at... So Cody plays video games. Do you remember that tournament I went to?
Yeah. So
I went to one of... You want to tell? You want me to tell?
Yeah, no. So there was a tournament down in Florida because I play fighting games competitively. Shane was coming down just to, like, because he was living down there for like a month or so. So he came to visit the tournament there, and he didn't have a pass, and I think the passes
were expensive.
They were a little expensive on day of, but he walked in and he's just like, yeah, no, I'm supposed to be here, and the guys are like, oh, he
well,
just
like
lets him in.
The security guard, and like this is nothing against the video game community, like, but it's, I mean, you have a look, I have a look. Like I'm clearly not a gamer. I feel like compared to everyone walking around there. Yeah. I go to the security guard, and he's like, no pass, and I was like, I'm just looking for my cousin, and he's like, you're not a gamer, are you? And I was like, no, I like don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm just looking for my cousin. He's like, yeah, go.
The reason why too for that is because there's a lot of people that will see
They were doing
this,
like cosplay stuff. They were like dressed up.
There's some people that do that, but it's like it's also like in a hotel as well, right? So you're gonna have this normal guest that's walking by like, oh, what is this? They probably assume that as well. So I mean, you can still get in, and a lot of people do that.
Yeah, it was, but yeah, NFT NYC, it was funny when you opened your backpack and had all the wristbands. Yeah, I was like, wow, this is amazing. There's a Holy Black Brotherhood.
Yeah, absolutely. I've done that with a lot of events, but it's fun. And like I said, if we didn't get in, like I planned for that as well. Like we didn't get in, like everybody that was going to those events were in that vicinity, and like we were just gonna fucking put boots on the ground and just do our marketing anyway we do. Like I had flyers made up in that backpack. I was going into every bathroom and just wiping the flyers on the wet countertop and just sticking them to the mirrors. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so and people knew about it too. I was even telling people come up to our booth, and like the question I got a lot at our booth was like, how much was this booth? And I was like, I didn't pay for this booth. Like, you know what I mean? And like, really? And I'm like, yeah. You know, I don't know if that was a good idea either, but it just
who cares? It fits. And when it like fits the vibe of the whole community.
Yeah. It's like a rapper like making a music video and like trying to get arrested, and then he gets arrested, and like all the people on his Instagram like, oh, this guy's the man, you know.
Like, do you ever see Lil Dicky Save That Money music video?
No.
He did. It's one of my favorite music videos just because like the whole like story behind it. So like he's like a white rapper, and he's like super like nerdy, I guess. Not nerdy.
He's a Jewish white rapper.
Like a stereotypical like super white guy.
Yeah.
And he wanted to do this whole music video about being cheap and saving the money, and he wanted to do the whole thing for free. So the music video is him like going to like these mansions and be like, hey, can we film for like 20 minutes? And like we'll put you in the credits. And he does all this stuff, like gets a McLaren, films in that, films on a yacht, and like it's really cool. But it like fits into his whole
Yeah,
persona
exactly.
and like was like hilarious.
It almost adds value by doing it for free. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. It was like the whole story of it was if it was just a regular music video, they didn't include any of that. It would have been like, okay, whatever. It's just like
Yeah.
another guy rapping in a
Yeah,
mansion.
exactly.
But yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, we've learned a lot. This is exciting stuff.
Yeah,
the team's pretty hyped.
I'm pumped. Today's a big day. Like I said, I'm on like 4 hours of sleep, and we got about another probably 9 hours to go at this point. And
Yeah.
there's a couple loose ends that we need to finalize today. But other than that, we're ready to rock, and we're really excited. To be honest, I'm really excited for post mint because like that's when the club actually
That's
starts.
when-
You know what I
yeah.
mean, like we had this big get together the other night, but like nobody was actually technically members. So now once we actually get our members, we actually shut down the Discord. Now it's like okay, now we get to work, and now we could actually work towards all the things that all this was leading up to. This is all this like Web3 NFT stuff has been so daunting and so much work to do. But now that it's here, and I don't want to say it's over because it's not over, but now we could start focusing on the club, the reason we came here in the first place. So that's our goal, and we're pretty hyped for it. Our whole community is really hyped for it, and yeah, if you guys want to buy some NFTs, come hang out in our Discord. Dropping them at 8 p.m. is the public sale. After the blacklist mint, there will be some public available. So you can find us at Holy Black Brotherhood.
That was perfect. I was actually gonna tell you throw it to a camera at the end.
Yeah.
But Matt, thanks for joining.
No, thanks for having me. I
Holy
really
Black
appreciate
Brotherhood. This was a lot of fun. Everyone watching, we'll link it down below. Join their Discord, minting tonight, 8:00, right? Public mint.
Yep, we'll drop the link in the announcements. There's also a channel inside of our Discord called like Mint Information or Mint something or other. But you go in there, the link will be in there. It's the only link to click, obviously, if you guys know. We won't DM you, any of that good stuff. Click that link, be there at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you will have a good chance of getting one. But if you want one, definitely be there when they drop.
All right, perfect. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. See you guys next time.
Cheers.
What's next? What's next? What's next?
If you enjoyed the content in this episode, make sure to check out our entire channel, check out our socials, check out our streams. We're talking about good stuff all day. Follow, like, subscribe. We'll talk to you guys next time.